Okay, students, good morning. Uh, so I am continuing with the lecture. Tomorrow, Mukhtar sir will take the lecture in place of mine, and I am taking the lecture here. So we will wait for 2 minutes, 2-3 minutes, till everyone will join, Rishabh and Janil, and then I will start the lecture. Okay. See, if anyone is physically present in the college, if he wants to come, he can come to my cabin MS059. Okay, Harshit. If anyone is physically present, then you can tell to them like you can that they can come to MS059. Okay, Archit. Okay. So I'm going to start the lecture. So I told you initially I started the MRP, and in the MRP I told you about the different things like computerized inventory control. Why MRP is related to the computerized inventory control, like inventory means like storage. So how you can able to control the storage and all, storage in terms of materials, storage in terms of the tools, storage in terms of the different accessories that you need for different manufacturing process. So with the help of the computers, how you can able to control the different process, that is the computerized inventory control. Now production planning system, like how you can able to plan your production planning. Production planning is in terms of the machinery usage in a proper way, the usage of the materials and the usage of the men. How you can able to use this in a proper way. Management information system, like the way you use the management for the informations. Informations are related to like how you can able to use the different informations for the different systems and manufacturing control systems. These are the various things that are related to the MRP. Now, what do you mean by MRP or what is MRP? So the MRP system determines item by item what is to be processed and when, and as well as what is to be manufactured, and that is based on order priorities and available capacities. So what is your priorities? Like my priority is to for the people, like they will get the required product with quality on time, and I can able to produce the products according to my capacity. Like my capacity is to produce 100 pieces of anything in one time, whatever time is being allotted to me. So according to my capacity, I will take the priorities order and then I can complete. So item by item, how you can able to proceed with that, and when, as well as what is to be manufactured. When means related to the time, at what time you are manufacturing that component, and what you are manufacturing, क्या manufacture कर रहे हो. So based on these things, when to use the MRP? The MRPs are being used for job shop production. Like I told you, there are different types of the production system: batch production, mass production, and job production. So if you are having the job shop production, like for example, anything which will be made at one point, like bridge. So in the bridge manufacturing, making, you can able to bring all the resources in terms of man, material, and machinery to that place in which the built bridge is to be made. Then the complex products, any type of the complex products which will be made according to the requirement of the users. Assemble to in order environments, like what you want to assemble in order to make it more applicable to be environmental friendly, and discrete and dependent demand items. These are the things where you need to use the MRP. What can MRP do? That is the most important question. So when you apply the MRP in any of the industries, it will reduce inventory levels. So inventory levels means the level of the storage. See, if you store more things, then you have to maintain that storage. Otherwise, what will happen is that that becomes ruins. After some time, that becomes ruins, and the quality of the components which you have stored, maybe it will decrease. So you have to reduce the inventory levels, and you can able to do it when you are having the MRP. The component shortages. So if there is a component shortages for different applications in the industry, then that can lead to some type of problem. So that you can also reduce when you are having that type of the shortages. Then it will improve shipping performance. So shipping means like transportation of the component from the company to the users or the different places. So when you are having a proper MRP that will be employed, so it will improve the shipping performance. You will the customers will get the product on time with accuracy and precision, and then improve customer services. As I told you, example of Dell, like when you are going to purchase a laptop, then what will happen is that you will see the serviceability of the company. So when you are having a good MRP, you can able to improve the serviceability. You can able to improve the productivity, like productivity, the ratio of output to input. So how important you can, how in the process, how you can able to improve the productivity. Simplified and accurate scheduling, like how simplified and accurate scheduling means, like how you can able to carry out your process with respect to the time in a proper. So that is related to the simplified and accurate scheduling. Then it will reduce the purchasing cost. So how you can able to reduce the purchase cost of the components, and how you can able to improve it. Improve production schedules. Production schedule is related to the time. So at what time you have scheduled the different productions of the different things. Like for example, you have X items which will be made at this particular point. So how Y items will be made after that through the process. So how you can able to reduce the manufacturing cost of the product. How you can able to reduce the lead times, less scrap and rework, and high production quality. So that is layer, like how you can able to use the, or what can MRP do when the MRP is being employed for any of the levels. What can MRP do is having the other particular functions also, like it will improve communication. Communication also matters a lot, because see, when you are working in the industry, then in the industry different departments are there. So you have to communicate well with the other departments, and then only you can able to increase the efficiency of the system. So it will improve the plant efficiency, it will improve communication. Freight cost means like cost where you can able to upload that thing, material of your component. Component will be produced or manufactured in your company, and then it will be sold to the other people. So that is the freight cost. It will reduce the freight cost. It will reduce in excess inventory. So if you are having, I told you, the excess storage for anything, then it will reduce it. It will reduce overtime. It will improve supply schedules. It will improve calculation of material requirements, and it will improve the competitive position. Now, what are the three basic steps which constitutes the MRP? MRP के तीन basic steps क्या हैं? First of all, you have to identify the requirements. What is the requirement of the people? When you go to the market, people will say that my requirement is this, my is that, my is that. So according to the requirement, you can have to run the MRP, and that is you can able to create the suggestions. And then accordingly, suggestions means like you can go into the market and ask the people what is your views about this particular product that I am making, and how you can able to apply the MRP for that particular product. So creating suggestions and applying and forming the suggestions. These are the three important basic steps of MRP. Now, what is there in the first step? That is identification of the requirement. That is what quantity of hand the customers want. Okay, customer want this, customer want that, and so on. So quantity on hand is the first step in identifying the requirement. Then the open purchase order (PO). Okay, so whenever we are going to purchase something from the market to industries, then we have to have the proper PO that will be made and passed, and then it will be that particular component will be procured. So quantity of open purchase order, that also is one of the important aspects of the MRP. And then quantity in or planned for manufacturing. So what quantity you have planned or in which you are going using for manufacturing process. Quantity committed to existing order. So you are having some existing order. So what quantities you are committing for that existing order which you are having for given component. Quantity forecasted, like you are having some quantities which you have forecasted, like this particular thing will be I will get it, or I can able to sell it to the customers at right time. So what quantity of the forecasted components you can able to get you by identifying the requirement. Company sensitive, that is also very important thing, like when you go into the company and apply the MRP, what particular product you are making, what its value with respect to certain parameters, and whether that particular product will be beneficial for the company in the coming time or not. That all things you have to see when you are having the company sensitive thing. And the location sensitivity, location is also very important, as I told you in the first chapter also. Plant location and site selection. So on which location you are going to sell your product, and at what location you are going to manufacture your product. So that is also matters a lot when you are having the point of applying the MRP. And the date sensitive, like at what date, at what time you are producing the product and selling it to the customer. So these are the various points that you need to take care when you are identifying the requirements. Second is creating the suggestions. So critical items, expedite items, and delay items. Critical items means the items which are very much important for the customers. So how you can able to see like what is the critical item that you are using, what is the expedite item that you are using, and what are the delay items. Delay item means the time in which you will have for any particular process to be used for making any particular product. So how in this particular things, how you can able to create the suggestion of the people, like what are the views of the people with which they are working in order to create the suggestion for the MRP. And then the forming the suggestions. So people will tell you about the different suggestions for the different aspects. So based on that, how you can able to form of your suggestions. So manufacturing orders, what are the orders that you are manufacturing, how you can able to carry out that manufacturing of the component. What are the purchasing orders, like you have put the purchasing order of having a PO and all, and various reports that will form your suggestions for the given process. This is basically the chart of overview of the MRP system. So product file structure, master production schedule, and inventory master file. That all the things are being related to the material requirement planning. So in the product structure file, what are the different things like related to the product that will be there? What is the structure of the product and what you can able to assess with respect to that? What is the master production schedule that you can able to take while you can able to schedule the different process, and what are the inventories that is related to this inventory master file. So based on these things, you are having the manufacturing orders with respect to the material requirement planning. You will get the manufacturing orders to manufacture that particular component for a system. You can able to get the purchase orders through the system and then various reports. Now MRP inputs. So in the MRP inputs, you are having the product structure file. In the product structure file, the consequence which will be there is like how you can able to structure the different products. The different components are there with respect to the product structure file. How you can able to have the master production schedule. In the master production schedule, all the things which should be taken care for the production of any particular component will be sorted out, and it will be there according to the time at what time limit the different aspects will be carried out, and the inventory master file. All these things will be taken care in the MRP input. Now product structure file, bill of materials. Okay, what is the bill of material? It is a sense like all the information regarding the materials is being there in the bill of material. It is the materials that list that provide information useful to reconstruct the manufacturing process. It is a master product definition that contains as design information. So you are having the material list, and that will be having the information that will be useful. The purpose is to reconstruct the manufacturing process. Okay, whatever manufacturing process you are having, how you can able to reconstruct that. And it is having the master product definitions that contain as design information. So you are having the master product definition, and that will be contained in the design information. So based on this bill of material product structure tree, this is an example that I told you. If you are having a bicycle, it is having the code of P by N 1000, handlebars of the bicycle 1001, frame assembly of any bicycle, it is having a code of 1002, and wheels is having the base structure of 1003 and frame is 1004. Now master production schedule, इसका मतलब क्या होता है और उसमें क्या क्या चीजें होती हैं? So based on the different things in the MRP, in the master production schedule MPS, you are having schedule of finished products. So you are going to make the final products, that is the finished products. So what is the schedule like? What are the activities that is related to the master production schedule? Like किस टाइम पे क्या एक्टिविटी होनी है, क्या टाइम पे क्या चीज काम करना है, किस तरीके से वो कंप्लीट करना है, तो उसका टाइम शेड्यूल that will be there in the master production schedule. Represents production, not demand. Okay, what are the things that will be there with respect to the production of any component, and it is not according to the demand. And combination of customers orders and demands, like whatever customers have said to you, to the different suggestion points. Customer said that I want that the cost of any component that you are going to manufacture that should be low, and the component cost should be very having a high quality and so on. So how you can able to have the customer's order and how you can able to take it on demand. What are the forecasts that you can able to do with respect to the different applications, like forecasting of the different components and what needs to be produced. कब क्या चीज प्रोड्यूस करना है. So all these things is related to the master production schedule. Inventory master file. So in the inventory master file, what are the things that will be there in the inventory, like on hand in quantities. Okay, inventory master file मतलब कि आपके अंदर जो स्टोरेज है किसी भी चीज को बनाने के लिए, क्या क्या स्टोरेज है, किस क्वांटिटी में है, क्या क्या मटेरियल्स हैं, that will be on hand quantities, or it may be on order qualities, like what are the things that you are having with respect to the on order qualities, and lot sizes. It may be big size of any particular product, it may be small size of any product. Safety stock, like कभी कभार क्या होता है कि आपका जो डिमांड है वो हाई है, तो आप कुछ स्टॉक किसी भी चीज का, मटेरियल का हो या फिर टूल्स का हो, उसको आप सेफ्टी के तौर पर रखते हो कि whenever it is being needed we can able to use it. So that is a safety stock. Lead time, जो टाइम हमारा किसी प्रोडक्ट को बनाने में लग रहा है, that is the lead time. कैसे उसके हिसाब से आप प्रिपरेशन करके रखते हो, that will also be there in the master product inventory master file. And the past usage figure. Past usage figures में मैंने आपको बताया था कि पहले अगर ये कंपोनेंट या कोई भी प्रोसेस इस तरीके से यूज हुआ है तो कैसे उसकी परफॉर्मेंस रहती है, हाउ दैट परफॉर्मेंस इज देयर इन द पास्ट एंड हाउ it will be taken care when you are having this type of the system. So based on this particular thing, I told you this is a chart of the product development of 1, 2, 3, 4, and which you are having the lot size and lead time to different parameters like gross requirement, scheduled receipts, project on hand, net requirement, plan order receipts, and plan order releases. So what are the terms that is defined with respect to the MRP? Like first is item. So name or number of the item being scheduled. Okay, you have to schedule. You have to name or you have to give the number to any item that will be scheduled for any component. Low level code, the lowest level of the item on the product structure file. So आपको low level code एक produce करना पड़ेगा and that will represent the low level of the item that will be produced on product structure file. Lot size. Lot size contains order of multiples of quantity. So what are multiples of quantity you are having that you have to define as lot size. And the lead time, that is the time when from when an order is placed and to when it is received. Okay. कब order place हुआ और कब वो receive हो रहा. PD is pass due to time bucket order behind schedule. अगर आपका order शेड्यूल मान लो कुछ टाइम के लिए किया है और उसके पहले आपका पीछे चल रहा है, so that is the past due time bucket. Gross requirement, that is basically demand for an item by time period. So time period के according कैसे आप आपकी डिमांड शेड्यूल हो रही, that is comes in the gross requirement. Scheduled receipts, material already ordered, so you have to ready the order according to the material already ready, that will be there in the scheduled receipt. Projected on hand, so expected ending inventory, like how you can able to end the inventory with respect to the expected ending schedule. Net requirement, that is number of items to be provided and when. Okay, what number of items you are going to provide and when, at what time you are going to present the requirement. Planned order receipts, like net requirements adjusted for lot size. So you are having the net requirement that is adjusted for the different type of lot sizes that you have planned, and the planned order releases. So planned order release receipts offset for lead times, like how you can able to plan the offset for lead time. So this is an example of MRP process, like you are having PD 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, gross requirement 10, 15, 25, 25, 30, scheduled receipts 25, project on hand 20, 10, 20, 20, 20, 15, net requirements will be 5, 5, 10, and plan order receipt 25, 25, 25. So therefore the plan order receipt will be 25, 25, 25, 30, and 25. That is one of the examples of the MRP process. Now, what are the inputs that will be there as a part of the production plan? You are having the aggregated production plan. Aggregated means the collaboration or the collection of the different activities that will be related to the production planning. So it includes what type of the finance cash flow that will be there. So how that cash flow will be accompanying that production plan which we have adopted for making any component. Human resource, manpowering planning, like I told you, man, material, and machinery usage is one of the important aspects of the production plan. So how you can able to use the different human resources and manpower planning in order to execute your plan. How you can able to execute the design completion of engineering for executing your plans. What are the management return on investment capital you can able to carry out for this given component? What are the procurement supplier performance? Like procurement means like what you have procured, what you have purchased from the market. So that is a procurement supplier performance. That is also matters a lot when you see for aggregate production plan and the production capacity inventory. These are all the inputs that will be related to the production plan. Now I told you about the example of Amur Dairy Rajkot, Mahindra and Mahindra Volkswagen for shaft manufacturing. So upper case review will include the reduced for profit, interest, worth of money. Money is kept for decreasing because of inflation increases. So conservative investors. So I'm going to discuss about conservative and the other type of investors. So what are the qualities of a conservative investor? So the conservative investors can guarantee of return of the investment or capital plus return on investment. They can save the saving account of 3.5, fixed deposit of 6 to 8.50. They are having the government bonds from 5 to 7, PPF account of 6 to 8, and NSS is 5%, 6 to 8. agriculture bond of government, that will be 5 to 7.5%, and gold bond, that will be around 2.5%. This is the qualities of a conservative investor. Aggressive investors, those who are dealing with aggressively putting the money on different things. So they will have the direct equity of 45%, MF in terms of LC, SC, MC multi-cap of 12%, LF of 6 to 9%, and diversified MF of 10%. They are the qualities of aggressive investors. NRE is buy car and 5 years. So the planning process. So how you can able to carry out the plan in order to complete these tasks? Like you are having a master production schedule. I told you about the master production schedule where the different activities that you have to carry out in order to make the product, that will be there. Material requirement planning, like how you can able to use the MRP. Capacity requirement planning, whatever your capacity is, and according to your capacity, how you can able to plan the different activities. Realistic, whether your product that you are going to make is realistic or not, and whether you can execute the capacity plans and the material plans or not, and all these things are related to the production plan. So this is a planning process which is very much important with respect to the master production schedule. And if you see second step, that is material requirement planning, that is that will play a very important role when you are having this type of the planning process. So based on these things, what are the MRP outputs? So MRP output includes the manufacturing orders. So whatever orders you are getting, when you apply the MRP, whether that manufacturing orders will be more in number or not, that matters a lot. So that is also reflecting one type of the output when you are having the application of MRP in any production system. Purchasing orders. So PO, like you are going to procure something from the market for making anything. So what are the purchasing orders that you can able to take and how you can able to execute it, and the various reports that will be there in the MRP outputs. Hubble's lightning case study. This is also one of the case study about Hubble's lightning. Like Hubble lightning case is like how you Hubble is having the lightning case of before MRP implementation. पहले उसने जब MRP का implementation नहीं किया था Hubble lightning में, so they are having the point like less than 75% of the orders are completed on time. 75% से less जो उसके orders थे वो on time complete हो रहे थे. And when he implemented the MRP, then 97% of the orders are completed on time. So you can see the difference. Like जब MRP उन्होंने अप्लाई किया अपनी प्रोसेस में, तो 97% उसके जो ऑर्डर्स थे वो ऑन टाइम कंप्लीट हो गए, and 2% of the orders are completed within 1 or 2 days after the due date. So you can see the rapid improvement in the completion of the product manufacturing and then sell it to a customer when the MRP will be implemented, and what I expect before implementation of MRP. So these are the various things. The traditional supply chain management. So what is basically the supply chain management is like how from the raw materials a goods can be made, supplied, manufactured, supplied to the wholesaler, retailer, and then the customer. So in between this particular process, what is the money that is involved, or what is the budget that is involved with that? And next thing is the information supplement, the communication of the information to the different places. That is the process of the traditional supply chain management. This particular process in which how our raw materials will be used and converted to different activities and then send it to the customer. That is basically the traditional supply chain management system. So based on these things, the traditional supply management, it will include all activities that occurs between the growing or mining of raw materials and the appearances of finished products on the store shelf. So what is basically the supply chain is like all activities that occurs between the growing or the mining of raw material that appearances into the finished products that you are having, and that includes the traditional supply chain, okay, that I told you in the last slide, that information which will be passed through the supply chain reactively as participants increases the order to their native. So this is also one of the important thing, like how you can able to have the process of the information. That is also very important, because see, when you are applying the MRP, your way of communication also improve, and communication is one of the important things which matters a lot when you are making manufacturing and selling the any product to the customer. So how that information is passed through the supply chain, that also matters a lot as the participant increases their product rate or the orders, and inherent time lags that causes the problem. The new related to production plan process technology like MRP, requirement planning, MRP, sales forecast, sales and operation forecast, SOP, master production schedule, stock requirement list, bill of material, lead time, lot sizing, standard cost, demand planning, capacity, disaggregate, aggregate, inventory, demand management, sales history of any product, production plan, the rough cut plan, and actual cost. These are all the things that is related to the production process. Now, non-MRP production issues, कौन से ऐसे issues हैं जो कि अप्लाई होते हैं आपके जब आपके AMRP या फिर ERP अप्लाई नहीं होता. ERP, Entrepreneur Resource Planning. To meet the customer's demand efficiently, a company must develop a forecast of customer demand, develop a production schedule to meet the estimated demand. ERP system is a good tool for developing and executing production plan, and goal of production planning is to schedule production economy. These are the various types of the things, the points that will be taken care, like how you can able to meet the customer demand efficiently. For example, a customer has demanded X thing, like the cost will decrease and your product should reach to them at right time and all these things. These are the various important things that you must consider when you are going to select for the company. So how you can able to develop a forecast of customer demand. Forecasting means like what is the performance of that product that you are making in the future. So that you can able to develop as a forecast for the customer demand. Okay, and then accordingly the performance of that particular product will be measured. So when you are implementing the ERP, it will improve. When you are having the non-ERP, then it will not having these things. Like next thing, develop a production schedule to meet the estimated demand. So you have to maintain a proper production schedule with respect to the activities that will be taken care of time, that is to meet the estimated demand of the people. Then ERP system is a good tool for developing and executing production plans. So you are having certain production plans that you have made in order to meet the requirements of the people. So how you can able to execute the production plan and how you can able to develop the good tool for the ERP system. Goal of production planning to schedule production economically. So economically, how you can able to produce the different types of the production plans and what are the goals that is required. How you can able to schedule the different activities related to the production of a component in the economical way. Non-ERP production issues also includes the production problems. So in the production, what are the problems with respect to the usage of demand material and machinery? What are the problems related to the scheduling, forecasting and all? That also matters a lot. And you are having the non-ERP business that have the problems that is deciding how much to make and when to make them. Communication problems, that is also one of the important problems that will be there in the ERP system, like marketing and salesperson do not share information with the production persons. Okay, like how the marketing and sales persons, they are not sharing any information with the production person. That is also one of the, I told you, like communication matters a lot in the industry because you are working with the different people. So how you can able to share your information with the others, that also matters a lot, because see, if you are not collaboratively working in the environment, then your overall performance matter will affect. And then your production personnel find it hard to deal with the sudden increase in demand, might cause shortage or stock out. So you are having this type of the stock shortages that will increase with the sudden increase in the demand. Production problems, inventory problems, like production manager lacks systematic method for meeting anticipated sales demand and adjusting the production to reflect actual changes. These are the various problems that is related to the production problem. That is acting as a production problem, like how your production manager that is being responsible for the production process of any materials or component that will be there in your industry. So how that production manager lacks systematic method for meeting the anticipated sales demand. So sales means like how the your particular product that you have made in your company, how it can be reaches to the masses and it will increase the overall sales and it will adjust to the production to reflect the actual sales. And accounting and purchasing problems. So production and accounting department must periodically compare standard cost, that is the normal cost of manufacturing a product, with actual cost, that is overhead plus labor, and then adjust to the accounts and for the inevitable differences. So this is related to the production problem, that is for accounting and purchasing. The production planning ERP process. Three important principles for the production planning call: work from sales forecasting and current inventory levels. That is to create an aggregate meaning combined with the production plan for all products. Break down aggregate plan. That is to meaning the disaggregate into more, like how you can able to have the breakdown of the different things, and then you can able to specify the production plan for individual products and स्मॉलर टाइम इंटरवल. तो स्मॉलर टाइम इंटरवल में कैसे आप कोई भी एक प्रोडक्शन प्लानिंग करते हो फॉर ए स्पेसिफिक प्रोडक्ट टू बी मेड and how effectively you can able to use the ERP and use the production plan to determine raw material requirement. Now SAP ERP approach to production planning. Okay, sales forecasting and starting inventory, they are all related to the sales and operation planning. So how you can able to carry on your planning with respect to the sales, and that also depends upon the demand management, like what is the demands of the customer, and based on the demand, like the customer want XYZ thing for you. So you are having the detailed schedule and the MRP. In that detailed scheduling, you are having the production of the component, and MRP is related to the purchasing of the component with respect to the process. 1 minute, student. Okay, so this is basically the SAP ERP approach for the production planning. And then based on this, sales forecasting. What is the purpose of the sales forecasting? To make a forecast for non-ERP system. Okay. Non-ERP system जो होते हैं उनके लिए फोरकास्टिंग करना. फोरकास्ट मतलब प्रिडिक्शन करना कि जो प्रोडक्ट है वो फ्यूचर में कैसा परफॉर्म करेगा, मार्केट में बिकेगा कि नहीं बिकेगा, लोग उसको लाइक करेंगे कि नहीं करेंगे. दैट इज कॉल्ड द फोरकास्टिंग, दैट इज सेल्स फोरकास्टिंग. So use previous year sales data in combination with marketing initiative to increase the sales. So how that previous year's data will be used in order to increase the market sales, that is there in the sales forecasting. And SAP ERP systems takes an integrated approach, simple forecasting technique. Whenever a sale is recorded in sales and distribution module, quantity sold is recorded as a consumption value for that material. So use a major period of sales and then adjusted those figures for current conditions. So that is basically the simple forecasting technique. क्या होती है? That is, it will use the prior period sales and according to the current conditions and the figures, it will adjust to the different environment. So based on these things, this is one of the chart of a product like the sales forecasting for January, February, March, April, May, June. This is the time. So in the previous years, the sales of any particular product will be in the January, it will be 5734. In the February, it will be 5823. March, it will be 5884. April, it will be 6134. May, it will be 6587. And June, it will be 6735. So if you see promotion sales in January, it is not there. February, it is not there. March and April, it is not there. In the May and June, it will be 300 and 300. Previous year's base, if you take, then it will be 5734. That is a primarily numerical value for the previous year's base point. And then February same, March 5884, April 6134, May 6287. Now you can see there will be a change in May. When you subtract 6587 में 300 minus कर दो, so you are having left with 6287, and 6735 में 300 minus करो, so you are left with 6435. So growth percentage 3% के हिसाब से कितना हो रहा है? जनवरी में 172, फरवरी में 175, मार्च में 177, अप्रैल में 184, मई में 189. परसेंटेज निकाल लो आप 3% के हिसाब से जितना 6285 का हो रहा है, और जून में it will be 193. Base production now it will be like 5734 में अगर हम 172 प्लस करें ग्रोथ रेट का तो it will be 5906. 5823 में 175 तो it will be 5998. Then 5884 में when we add 177 so it will be 6061. 6134 में 184 ऐड करें तो 6318. Then 6287 में 189 ऐड करें तो it will be 6476, and 6435 में 193 ऐड करें तो it will be 6628. Promotion, it will be given in the data for June 500. So total sales 5906, sales forecast for January 5906, for February it will be 5998, for March 6061, for April 6318, for May 6476, and when you add 500 with 6628 you will get 7128. This is the final sale forecast. Like जून में प्रोडक्ट जो है वो सबसे ज्यादा बिकेगा बिकॉज ऑफ द प्रमोशन मतलब एडवर्टीजमेंट और ये सब ज्यादा किया गया, तो उसके हिसाब से एक भविष्यवाणी की गई, प्रिडिक्शन किया गया कि कोई भी प्रोडक्ट जो है वो जून में 7128 के हिसाब से बिकेगा, सबसे ज्यादा रेंज में. सो सेल्स एंड ऑपरेटिंग प्लानिंग, लाइक इन द SAP ERP, sale forecast can be made using historical data from the sales and distribution module. Historical data like past में कैसे वो जो प्रोडक्ट है वो कितना बिका और किस तरीके से बिका, and inputs from plans developed in controlling the module, CO module. Profit goals for company can be set, and set level methods need to meet the profit goals which can be estimated. Sales and operating planning, like rough cut planning. So common terms in the manufacturing for aggregate planning, like disaggregate to generate detailed production schedule. Once a SRP ERP system generate a forecast, okay, जब SRP ERP का system forecast generate हो जाएगा, So the planner can view the results graphically, and rough cut capacity planning applies to simple capacity estimating techniques to the production plan and to see if the techniques are feasible or not. आप जो टेक्निक अप्लाई कर रहे हो वो feasible है कि नहीं है. This is one of the software energy which consists, you can say, the group A and B, 70% energy A bars and 35% V bars. Sales forecasting planning, as I told you, for the energy A and bars and 50 V bars, that I can able to discuss it in the next plan, like what are the demand management, what is nature of demand, independent and MRP procedure, how it can be applied on that. Okay, and then I will discuss about the case study for the sunglasses and all, and the other things like airport पे कैसे हम चीजों को वो apply करेंगे, and then the summary of the MRP, and then I will start the scheduling. So the things which I have discussed today is about the MRP. What are the MRP? What is ERP? How is ARP related to MRP? And the sales forecasting. We'll see the other things related to the sales forecasting in the next lecture on Friday, and the different other things which is related to the sales forecasting, like whenever a sales is recorded in sales and distribution module, quantity sold is recorded as a consumption value for that material, and how that simple forecasting will be used. Excuse me, student. Okay, students, so I'm ending the lecture here. If anyone wants to ask anything, you can ask or give your attendance and leave the meeting. Give your attendance and leave the meeting.